Oh, I also love Alien 3. So, oh hell yes. Underwater. Now, in Underwater, we follow a group of research scientists. They are about 7 miles underneath the surface of the ocean drilling, and they might have drilled too far because it looks like a unidentified creature is outside wreaking havoc on their station, and now they have to find a way to the surface if they hope to live. Now, Underwater was a film that I was looking forward to because I thought the trailers were solid, but it was also a movie I had my fears because it was a January release film, so it made me feel like the studios were a little uncertain of what type of movie that they had. And of course, you watch the trailer and you're like, yeah, this looks like Alien but underwater, and I'm absolutely certain that was the pitch of this movie where they were trying to get it made. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, I kind of loved this movie, maybe more than most people. Yes, this movie does not reinvent the wheels. And yes, this movie absolutely is Alien underwater. And I think the nods to movies like Alien and The Descent are strong in this movie. But also, I was surprised at how much of Alien 3 I saw in this movie. And I'm a big defender of Alien 3, so maybe that's also the reason why I love this movie. Now, there's so much about this movie that I really liked. For instance, I liked how this movie gets going from the start. Not even 2 minutes into the movie, the crap has hit the fan. We've been introduced to the main character, and while that could seem a bit daunting and rushed, I actually bought into it, and I think it was just because in the mood that I was in, I loved the fast-paced nature of this movie, and it never felt draining in a negative way. I thought the pacing was really good. I thought it looked great. The murkiness under the water, the suits that they wear. Also, technically, this isn't a spoiler, Kirsten Stewart doesn't have time to put on her shoes, so she's technically doing all this barefoot, and I thought that added an insane amount of tension in this movie. And I thought she was fantastic. I'm a big, massive fan of Kristen Stewart. She has really changed my opinion of her post Twilight, and I think she's an incredible actress, and she really dominates the screen as the lead of this movie. And Vincent Cassel is fantastic in this movie. Also, John Gallagher Jr., I had no idea he was in this movie, and he's very good in this movie. TJ Miller, he plays TJ Miller in this movie, and maybe it's because post-sexual allegations and all that stuff, and all the stuff that happened, and him playing a very TJ Miller character, and his character just constantly being there to just provide humor in dark times, just did not work for me at all. It just felt very dated, and it was the only thing about the movie that really pulled me out. Also, this movie does offer voiceover, and I hate voiceovers in movie. It just feels like it's preaching to the audience, and it's making them feel dumb and telling us things that we already know, or we can find out later on our own through the power of our minds. So I would have taken that out completely. And it's only in the beginning and the end, so it just felt very last minute add-on. Look, if you're not a big, massive fan of aquatic horror films, or, or horror movies in general, I don't really see you getting much out of this movie particularly. But if you watch a ton of aquatic horror films, you're probably already going to go see this movie. But I think you will actually have a really good time with this film. Overall, I loved Underwater. It was fun. It was entertaining. I overall liked the characters despite TJ Miller. And the narration I thought was pointless, but I thought it was contained, tense, claustrophobic, and the nods to other films I thought worked really well in my opinion. And it's all led by a fantastic performance by Kristen Stewart. As the score goes, I'm going to give Underwater a 4 out of 5. So you guys, there you have it. That was my review for Underwater. But before you go, I want to tell you guys, I am actually doing a podcast, you guys. A podcast called Smells Like Teen Horror. I do this with my good friends Larry Sands and Eric Kasloff. What we do on this podcast is we talk about all things teen horror movies. Particularly right now, we're focusing a lot on the 90s, but we will also be doing early 2000s, just teen horror movies in general. So we're definitely taking recommendations. We've already had 3 episodes out, one for Scream. We had to get the Big Daddy out of the way because we know it's the movie we're going to be referencing a lot. I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend. They're all out, ready to listen to on all the major platforms, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, YouTube even. Like, you can listen to it all. I'll have that stuff in the description box below. So it would mean the world because we just started this out. So any traction that we could get would mean the absolute best. I hope you guys like this review. Let me know everything about underwater in the comment section. Y'all, I love you guys, and I'm really excited for 2020. I think it's going to be a good year, you guys. And until next time, I'm Slash Movier, and you guys have just been slashed.